the ASA for this beautiful event. The first time I attended a cultural show organized by the ASA was 6 years ago. And there were probably 5 people sitting, not where you're sitting, you're watching a movie, and that was our cultural show. So as you can see, it's been improving year by year. I'm very happy about that, very promising, and thank you, ASA. I'm gonna say a couple of words in English first by Saroyan. I actually made this copy this morning at the Bangkok Library. So I'm just gonna read this for you, and then I'm gonna say a few words in Koryun, who is my favorite poet, Armenian poet. This piece is from Saroyan. Every paragraph is selected from one of his books, so they're all from different works of him. The imperative requirement of our time is to restore faith to the mass and integrity of the individual. The integration of man is still far from realized. In a single age, this integration can be immeasurably improved, but it is impossible and useless to seek to imagine its full achievement. Integration will begin to occur when the individual is uninhibited, impersonal, simultaneously natural and cultured, without hate, without fear, and rich in spiritual grace. I am a storyteller, and I have but a single story, man. I want to tell this simple story in my own way, forgetting the rules of rhetoric, the tricks of composition. I have something to say, and I do not wish to speak like Balzac. I'm not an artist. I do not really believe in civilization. I'm not at all enthusiastic about progress. When a great bridge is built, I do not cheer, and when airplanes cross the Atlantic, I do not think, what a marvelous age this is. I'm not interested in the destiny of nations, and history bores me. If I have any desire at all, it is to show the brotherhood of man. This is a big statement, and it sounds a little precious. Generally, a man is ashamed to make such a statement. He is afraid sophisticated people will laugh at him. But I don't mind. I'm asking sophisticated people to laugh. That is what sophistication is for. I do not believe in races. I do not believe in governments. I see life as one life at one time. So many millions simultaneously all over the earth. Babies who have not yet been taught to speak any language are the only race of the earth, the race of man. All the rest is pretense, what we call civilization, hatred, fear, desire for strength, but a baby is a baby. And the way they cry, there you have the brotherhood of man. Babies crying. We grow up and we learn the words of a language, and we see the universe through the language we know. We do not see it through all languages, or through no language at all. Through silence, for example, and we isolate ourselves in the language we know. Over here, we isolate ourselves in English, or American as Mencken calls it. All the eternal things, in our words, if I want to do anything, I want to speak a more universal language. The heart of man, the unwritten part of man, that which is eternal and common to all races. I didn't learn to speak Armenian until my grandmother came to our house and every morning sang about Andran, the soldier, until I knew he was an Armenian, a mountain peasant on a black horse who, with only a handful of men, was fighting the enemy. That was in 1915, the year of physical pain and spiritual disintegration for the people of my country and the people of the world. But I was 7 and I didn't know. From my own meaningless grief, I could imagine something was wrong in the world, but I didn't know what. My grandmother sang in a way that made me begin to find out, singing mournfully and with great anger in a strong voice while she worked in the house. To hell with it, I said. It's all over. We can begin to forget Armenia now. Andranik is dead. The nation is lost. The strong nations of the world are jumping with new problems. To hell with the whole goddamn mess, I said. I'm no Armenian, I'm an American. Well, the truth is I'm both and neither. I love Armenia and I love America, and I belong to both, but I'm only this, an inhabitant of the earth, and so are you, whoever you are. Go ahead, destroy this race. Let us say that is again 1915. There is war in the world. Destroy Armenia. See if you can do it. Send them from their homes into the desert. Let them have neither bread nor water. Burn their houses and their churches. See if they will not live again. See if they will not laugh again. See if the race will not live again when two of them meet in a beer parlor 20 years after and laugh and speak in their mother tongue. Go ahead. See if you can do anything about it. See if you can stop them from mocking the big ideas of the world. You sons of bitches, a couple of Armenians talking in the world, go ahead and try to destroy them. Nobody other than myself seems to understand that the world is not real. That in reality, there is no such thing as the world. There is, of course, but I mean for all practical purposes. When I say practical, I mean poetic and wonderful. The world, which everyone other than myself seems to have identified and accepted as the world, is in reality a figment and nightmare of an idiot. No one could possibly create anything more surrealistic and unbelievable than the world which everyone lives is real and is trying very hard to inhabit. The job of art, I say, is to make a world which can be inhabited. In the time of your life, live, so that in that good time there shall be no ugliness or death for yourself, or for any life your life touches. Seek goodness everywhere, and when it is found, bring it out of its hiding place and let it be free and unashamed. Place it in matter and inflate a list of the values, for those are the things that hold depth and must pass away. Discover in all things that which shines and is beyond corruption. Encourage virtue in whatever heart it may have been driven into secrecy and sorrow by the shame and terror of the world. Ignore the obvious, for it is unworthy of the clear eye and the kindly heart. Be the inferior of no man, nor of any man be the superior. Remember that every man is a variation of yourself. No man's guilt is not yours, nor is any man's innocence a thing apart. Despise evil and ungodliness, but not men of ungodliness or evil. These, understand, have no shame in being kindly and gentle, but if the time comes in the time of your life to kill, kill and have no regret. In the time of your life, live, so that in that wondrous time you shall not add to the misery and sorrow of the world, but shall smile to the infinite delight and mystery of it.